Well, here we are again, another episode in Down to Earth but Heavenly Minded podcast. We're looking at the textbook for life, the Bible, and truly it is the textbook for life. And we've been going through the life of Jacob, and we're going to come now. If you remember, Jacob's got 11 sons, he's got one daughter that's recorded in Scripture. I don't know if he had more. At this time, though, I know that there's only 11 sons because the 12th son is not born yet, which will be Benjamin. The reason I say this is I've read this before. Yes, and I know a lot of you probably have too. But as we go through this, we learn from, rereading the scripture. Sometimes things just come to us that we've seen before, but we haven't seen before, if you know what I mean. Well, right now we come to another part of Scripture that's kind of sad. We have the daughter of Jacob being defiled in the land that he's at, and maybe it's because he wasn't in the right place. I'm not sure, but let's just continue on, and today we're going to be in chapter 34 of Genesis. So with that said, let's just read our chapter. Now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, who she bore to Jacob, went out to see the women of the land, and when Shechem, the son of Haram, the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her, he seized her and laid with her and humiliated her. In other words, he raped her. And his soul was drawn to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. He loved the young woman and spoke tenderly to her. So Shechem spoke to his father Haman, saying, "Get me this girl for my wife." Now Jacob heard that he had defiled his daughter Dinah, but his sons were with his livestock in the field. So Jacob held his peace until they came. And Haram, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak with him. And the sons of Jacob had come in from the field as soon as they heard of it. And the men were indignant and very angry because he had done this outrageous thing in Israel by lying with Jacob's daughter, for such a thing must not have been done. But Haman spoke with them, saying, "The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. Please give her to him to be his wife. Make marriages with us. Give your daughters to us and take our daughters for yourself. You shall dwell with us, and the land shall be open to you. Dwell and trade in it, and get property in it." And Shechem also said to her father, to her brothers, "Let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say to me I will give. Ask me for as great a bride price and gift as you will, and I will give whatever you say to me. Only give me the young woman to be my wife." And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and his father Harar deceitfully. In other words, they're going to trick him now, because he had defiled their sister Dinah. They said to them, "We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one of an uncircumcised, for that would be a disgrace to us. Only on this condition will we agree with you, that you will become as we are, by every male among you being circumcised. Then we will give our daughters to you, and we will take your daughters to ourselves, and we will dwell with you and become one people. But if you will not listen to us and be circumcised, then we will take our daughter and we will be gone. These words pleased Harar and Harris' son Shechem, and the young man did not delay to do the thing because he delighted in Jacob's daughter. Now he was the most honored of all his father's house. So Haram and his son Shechem came to the gates of the city and spoke to the men of the city, saying, These men are at peace with us. Let them dwell in the land and trade in it, for behold, the land is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters as wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only on this condition will the men agree to dwell with us, to become one people, whenever male among us is circumcised, and they are circumcised. We will will not their livestock, their property, and all their beasts be ours? Only let us agree with them, and we will dwell with us. And all who went out to the gates of the city listened to uh, Hamor and his son Shechem, and every male was circumcised, all who went out of the gate of the city. Let's stop here for a minute. I know this is a deception because they have an evil plan to take revenge for their sister being raped. But at the same time, I just want to talk about being equally yoked with people that are not God's people. In other words, the Bible tells us do not be equally yoked with unbelievers. And this is not only in marriage, this is in business, this is in everything. We are not to be on the same level as those that are not Christians. And the reason for this is because when you intermix a marriage of believers and non-believers, there's nothing but problems. And I've seen this in my own family. And what happens is a lot of times marriages end in divorce, and they end on a very bad note. And God does not want this. God did not desire divorce to begin with, but he tells us if we follow his instructions and do not be equally yoked with unbelievers, we will save ourselves a lot of heartaches and headaches. And so, with that said, let's just read on what happens. And this is kind of a sad thing, too, but it did happen. And the Bible does not hide these things from us, and we are told them in the scripture. So, reading on the third day, when they were sore, two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords and came against the city. There was just two of them, while it felt secure, and killed all the males. Wow. This was a mass murder by these two boys. They killed Hamor and his son Shechem with the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went away. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and plundered the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their flocks and their herds and their donkeys and whatever was in the city, and they fled. And all the wealth and all the little ones and their wives and all that was in the house they captured and plundered. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, You have brought trouble on me by making me stink in the inhabitants of the land, and the Canaanites and the Perizzites. My numbers are few, and if they gather themselves against me and attack me, I shall be destroyed. You see, Jacob is worried again. He's not trusting the Lord. But, I mean, he has some reason to be worried for what his two sons had done. Now, both I and my household, they will destroy us, he's saying. But They said, should he treat our sisters like a prostitute? So this is a sad story, but it's there. And we will continue on to next time we get together and we'll see where it proceeds from here. So with that said, I'm going to end our session today, and till next time, bye for now.